All right, so shots fired here, Jesse. This is a story to do with SpaceX.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't understand how SpaceX operates. So I thought this would be kind of, well, this tweet thread is kind of explains things.
Okay.
All right, so Eric Berger tweeted out, this article is well reported, but let's be real. Vertical rocket reuse is all of 3 years old. SpaceX is surely saving money on launches, and if the Falcon 9 weren't already insanely cheaper than everyone else, the company could cut prices substantially. So Elon said, true, the only reason other medium and heavy lift rocket companies are winning any missions at all is due to government intervention. Otherwise, they'd be as defunct as expendable airplane companies. ULA is powered by lobbying.
Ooh.
Shots fired. All right, so we got a lot of pushback on that because people were like, wait a minute. Someone G said, ULA is also more reliable than SpaceX. Generally, when you do iterative testing, things fail and are initially unsafe. Both sides have benefits and weaknesses, but saying that the only reason SpaceX doesn't have a monopoly is lobbying is just not true. Eric Berger said, maybe check Block 5's record. So we did. Here's the record, and if you look at the top there, the most dependable rocket is
the Block 5 Falcon 9. Now, keep in mind that that is the Block 5. That means it's the 5th iteration of the Falcon 9 rocket. Right. And so when we're talking about the next most reliable rocket, the Atlas V, you see that it does actually have more launches than the Falcon 9 Block 5, but it has been in service for much, much, much longer.
Right. Then Elon went on to say, also, it costs less to ensure a Falcon 9 mission. That's the acid test. And Michael asked, how much less? Elon said, last I checked, over $1 million less. Moreover, Falcon 9 is launching far more often and is the only rocket fully NASA approved for launching astronauts. So that gap is increasing. So Everyday Astronaut said, what do you mean by only rocket fully NASA approved for launching astronauts? What about the Atlas V N2 too? Hasn't that passed certification with OFT-1? And don't forget about Soyuz. And Elon said, sorry, meant to say only US rocket. Atlas V is close, but not yet 100%. And then Everyday Astronaut said, Atlas V is an American rocket, well, minus the engines. And Elon said, yeah, Atlas main engine is Russian. Great engine, but not US. Also, their fairing is Swiss. I think interstage and payload separation system, also not US. Elon went on to say, fundamentally, Atlas is still dependent on Russia to launch. And then John Krause asked, what percentage of SpaceX hardware is made in the US? And Elon said, all. So, just saying here, really good point that I think we should be talking about, which is that if you want to go for a new technology and you want to pay less, the U.S. government should stop paying ULA and other manufacturers for their very outdated technology and go with the new technology, which is tried and true. 46 out of 46 launches on the Block 5 have been successful.
Right. And that has been in a relatively... not even a relatively, that has been an extremely short period of time, especially when we're talking about rocket launches.
Yeah.
They have been launching rockets constantly, not like crazy. Isn't it bad to have a monopoly on space travel? Yeah. And I would love to see ULA work on a reusable rocket to bring their costs and their prices down. Because once you can do that, now you have two companies that can compete meaningfully. Because right now, the reason that SpaceX can charge whatever they really want for a launch is because it's still way cheaper than whatever ULA would charge for a launch.
Yeah, I mean, the other companies are spending a lot of their money on lobbying instead of on innovation.
Right.
And I don't know, they're caught with their pants down. So instead of just being like, guys, we got to shift gears here and go to reusable rockets, they're like, you know what? Let's just spend more on lobbying.
I will take that guy out for golf and steaks, and I'll say, hey, Mr. Senator, Congressperson, blah, blah, blah. Well, why don't you use our rocket? It costs a little bit more, but it's reliable, and blah, blah, blah.
This is where you come in. Demand of your politicians that the money gets spent wisely for missions that we want, missions to get us off of this planet and onto another planet.
Right. And it's just really nice to have someone who can do something, who is doing something, to actually meaningfully move us towards a goal of being an interplanetary species. I love that is one of the biggest reasons why I love Elon Musk, because that goal is so transcendent beyond everything else that we talk about on this show or anything else in the world, really. It would be the single most important thing that we ever do as a human society, a human species. Thanks so much for watching this Now You Know clip.
Head over to Now You Know channel for full episodes of Tesla Time news and in depth.
And if you want to treat yourself and your family to something amazing, check this out.
Jesse and I have been enjoying Masterclass, where we've been learning all sorts of fun topics from the masters themselves.
Yeah, business leadership skills from Bob Iger. Yeah, that Bob Iger.
Jazz from Herbie Hancock.
Basketball from Steph Curry. Yeah, that Steph Curry.
And so many more.
Click the link down below to support our channel and experience what it's like to learn from the masters at Masterclass.